It's the nation's favourite antiques experts. Behind the wheel of a classic car.
This is the ejector bomb.
And a goal to scar Britain for antiques.
Where's my yellow submarine?
The aim to make the biggest profit at auction. But it's no mean feat. There'll be worthy winners and valiant losers.
It's cheap firewood.
Will it be the high road to glory
We look really cool in this.
or the slow road to disaster?
Oh, I don't know when I'm driving.
This is Antiques Road Trip. Yeah. Fabulous Faith. We're in Bonnie, Scotland.
This is it. This is it, the last outing of our fabulous road trip.
The irrepressibly upbeat twosome Rue Irvin and Mark Hill are gearing up for one final showdown.
I want our jaws to hit the floor because of something either of us buys that just runs away.
This time they're on Rue's home turf.
I love being in Scotland.
She's beautiful, isn't she?
She is.
She wraps her arms around you.
And never lets go, seemingly.
No. Better to have a Scottish hug than a Scottish kiss.
Oh, yeah, Scottish kiss. No, definitely. No.
Definitely not.
Certainly not in the 1991 Volvo 240 GLT, or Betsy, as she's now been dubbed, who's been suffering so far in silence.
Thank you, Betsy.
She has been a trusty steed, though.
I'm going to miss Betsy as well.
Me too. Hello, side of the road.
Nice seeing you.
What'd be even nicer to see is some wins for Monsieur Hill. On their last outing, things looked promising.
It's quite a rarity, this one.
Surprising.
I do believe that they are very small diamonds.
There were some decent profits.
At £100.
Yes!
And 32.
But in the end, it amounted to the same result.
Sold for net for 42, thank you.
Mark has now come second in a two-person race, 4 times in this best-of-5 battle. As this is his last chance to save face, I'm sure it's in the forefront of their minds. Or maybe not.
Do you know where sand bunkers in golf were actually invented?
Yeah, I'm going to guess St Andrews because it's big golfing thing.
You're absolutely right.
Yes.
But what would have created the sand bunkers?
You'll never guess.
It was the sheep, because they were trying to dig away to shelter themselves from the wind.
Oh!
So by digging away, they exposed the sand.
They're massive sheep beds.
Yes!
Oh!
Oh, you two. Our softies' shopping shenanigans had them scoot around Yorkshire, loop through Lancashire, nose through Northumberland, before a final flurry into Scotland.
But would you not want to lie down in a sand bunker with that armful of lambs?
Oh, lordy. Armed with the fresh £200, today's shopping culminates in Abernite. But it kicks off in the coastal town of Anstruther, or Ainster as the locals pronounce it. A small fishing village in the East Neuk of Fife, whose harbour saw plenty of action in the 18th century when a hike in taxes led to smuggling. And speaking of looters, Mark is making the cabin his first port of call in search of some booty.
I bet it's got a thistle on it.
I bet you're right.
Yeah, and there it is. This thistle pattern on here is instantly recognisable as the production of a company called Buchan or Buchan Pottery. So they were founded just outside Edinburgh in Portobello in the mid to late 19th century. And the thistle pattern was one of their most popular patterns, introduced sometime just after the Second World War, and they're commonly found. What have we got on it? You know, I love it, but for £35, it's just not going to turn me a profit at auction. So I shall leave it there and hope that it'll be somebody else's cup of tea.
Hey, that's my line. Now, where's your rival chum? Taken herself off to the village of Guardbridge, whose name comes from the 15th century bridge over its River Eden, naturally. And at the foot of the bridge is Malcolm Antiques, a family-run emporium on the go for over 70 years, right up Rue Street. With not just antiques and jewellery, but that looks like an ice cream parlour. Make mine a 99.
Jason Donovan. That takes me back to my childhood.
Any Lulu? Apparently not.
So this is a Robert Allison kilt pin stroke brooch. But Robert Allison is a really good Scottish name.
A Glaswegian silversmith.
And I'm having a quick look at the back, and yes, this is silver. Now this is probably 1940s, so it's definitely vintage. It's not antique. It's got the Celtic motifs, and it's got what looks like a roaring lion's head in the middle. I think it would be nice, me being a Glasgow girl, to buy something that's Scottish. It's got a bit of a wonky pin, but I'll forgive that because it's got so much else going for it, apart from the price.
£85. Ouch.
If I can get a nice Scottish price on that, then I'm laughing all the way to the auction.
That's one orphan running. Time to catch up with her chum, currently window shopping.
Cute. We're a nation of dog lovers, and we love dogs in art, especially when they're made on the Venetian island of Murano, world famous for its glass. I'm immediately reminded of a particular company, and that company is Vincenzo Nasson, because of this sort of coppery gold mottles, and that's known as a venturine or a venturina.
A technique of adding copper flakes to the glass to look like grains of gold.
And this sort of mottling on that black background is very typical of Vincenzo Nasson. That would date it to sometime around the 1970s or the 1980s. There's a lot of work going on here. You've got the most wonderful striations and these beautiful sort of begging eyes.
Just begging to be bought.
I also rather like his sort of playful look as well. It looks like he's about to sort of bounce up and start playing. Well, he's got no price, but I wonder whether he will bounce me to making a profit.
First things first, a doggy deal with owner Helen.
Helen, hello.
Hello.
I've rather fallen in love.
He's lovely, isn't
He's
he?
gorgeous, and there's quite a bit of work going on with him, but he's got no price.
Oh, make me an offer.
Well, I don't want to be cheeky like he looks, but
That wouldn't be like you.
would you take £25?
Done.
We have a deal.
First buy of the day, leaving Mark with £175 to spend.
He and I are now going to bounce off together. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
There he goes, full of puppy love. Speaking of whippersnappers, though, mapping out your plan yet, Rue?
This is very much a shelf of Scottish glassware. Unlike Murano, which is strong and bold, you've got this sort of delicate peach tendrils and then this sea green that makes you think of the Caribbean Ocean. This has been signed Vassart, so it's Salvador Isart's company. When you've got that signature, you know it's handmade, you've got the provenance, then you're good to go as long as the price is right.
£95. Double ouch, Rue.
But it's got a good name attached to it. So I'm going to take my Scottish bowl and see what we can do.
And don't forget that kilt pin. Brace yourself, Mackenzie, for a double deal.
Hi, Mackenzie.
Hiya.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good, especially now I've found some Scottish items.
All right.
So let's start with the bowl then. What tasty price could this be?
We can do it for £40.
£40 for the bowl.
Yes.
Now, the Scottish Glasgow pin, it's in lovely condition, but the pin is quite wonky there. It's still hanging on though. What could that be price-wise?
We could do it for £20.
Done deal. Thank you so much.
Now that's what I call a very generous discount and a great deal, leaving Rue with £140 in the kitty.
Right, now is your ice cream shop open?
Yes, it is. Enjoy.
Oh, I will. Thank you.
you.
Bye.
Oh, there's nothing quite like a nice ice cream.
Work hard, play hard. That's for Mark. I think he's a mint choc chip kind of guy.
If he ever gets to see it, that is. Reunited in the motor again, it seems sea air has gone to their heads.
Have you noticed my new favourite Scottish term?
Do remind me.
Going tonto.
Going tonto.
I love it, going tonto in an antique shop.
Wind up Mr. Hill and you go absolutely tonto. And I would say there's another Scottish term for you.
Okay.
Gien it laldy.
Gien Laldy.
Gien it laldy, giving it your all.
You always give everything your all. That's one of the things I admire about you the most.
Right back to you. We both get it, Laldy.
So give it,
Get it, Laldy.
Well, when in Rome, as they say, what I really want to know is, have you stashed the ice cream in Betsy's boot? Before our duo head further north, they are beckoned by the beauty of the east coast of Fife to the seaside town of St Andrews. Famed for its saints, sports and scholars, for centuries some of the greatest minds and sporting legends have graced its streets. The University of St Andrews, as well as being Scotland's oldest university, was one of the first to offer higher education qualifications to women. Rue's meeting manuscript archivist Maya
There's a
Sheridan
lot to see here.
at the university's Wardlaw Museum to hear about one Scottish woman's inspirational vision.
Louisa Lumsden was a pioneer of women's education in the 19th century. She was one of the very first female students at Girton College, Cambridge.
Born in Aberdeen in 1840 and having received a private education herself, Louisa Lumsden became proactive in seeking out educational opportunities for women. In 1877, she moved to St Andrews, where she was recruited as the first headmistress for St Leonard's private school for girls.
And she also came back later in life, in 1894, to run the first female residence specifically built for female students here in St Andrews. That's called University Hall, and it's still here. So this is the presentation album given to Louisa on her retirement from being warden of University Hall. In honour of her time there, these are the first students admitted to University Hall. Louisa is in the middle with her dog. The dog appears in every photograph.
Well, of course.
Louisa was interested in all aspects of female education, and in 1884 she made a discovery of a sporting kind.
She went to Canada and she went to a game, and she was so impressed by the sport itself and the physicality of it that she decided she would start teaching it at her school.
That game was lacrosse, a fast-paced contact sport whose origins lie with Native American stickball from the 12th century. In the 1800s, the evolved game of lacrosse gained in popularity as a men's sport, but the first modern women's lacrosse game was played at St Leonard's Girls' School in 1890.
She felt that women's education was not just about their minds, but about their bodies as well, and that the two had to be together.
On the classroom and on the sports field.
Yes.
And lacrosse is still played here today. Determined to get some field action, Mark and Rue are vying for a lesson with some of St Andrews University women's lacrosse team. What could possibly go wrong?
So we've got 2 sticks, one for each of you.
So presumably this has changed quite a lot over the years, because you didn't have carbon fibre in the 19th century.
No, so they used to be wooden sticks, so they would have been much heavier, much harder to catch with.
So is it always played by men and women?
Yes, yeah, the men's game is very different, but it's far more violent. I think the Louisa Lumsden, who described it as a very graceful game, I'm not sure it's particularly graceful, not the way we play it.
Don't look so worried, Mark. Just listen and learn.
Lacrosse is basically hockey in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this? I feel like a Viking warrior or something like
Yeah,
this.
exactly, yeah. To keep the ball in your stick as you're running, you go through this motion called cradling, which is just going from ear to ear, kind of around the sphere of your face.
It feels really weird. It feels like it might fall out.
When you're running, this will keep it in.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be running so fast, the G-forces will be keeping it in.
And once it's on the floor, someone's dropped it, it's down to whoever scoops it up first.
So you do that. Wait! Oh! A little bit too active, but I caught it again.
Show off.
One of the things we haven't covered yet is passing.
Ready?
You're clearly both naturals. Right, some protective gear and you're ready for the field. Time to gear Laldy.
Right, Mark,
Here we
coming
go.
for you.
Okay, start running, right?
Oh, wow!
Good Lord, get in there, Rue.
Go.
Oh wait, I just scored an own
You
goal.
sort of know.
Let's try that again, shall we?
Oh, it's a fight. Oh, it's a goal. It's a goal.
Dubious technique, but with his current track record at auction, we'll give him this win.
That was a lot of fun.
I feel quite breathless after that.
Do you think we'll leave the word of antiques for lacrosse?
No.
Women's lacrosse is forever linked to St Andrews, thanks in no small part to Louisa Lumsden and her pursuit of female development and education.
High five, my friend.
Time to park your sticks, Mark and Rue, and resume the rather less strenuous activity behind the wheel.
I think we've earned a proper big Scottish nosh.
A nosh?
Nosh.
OK. I do love haggis. I'm a massive haggis fan. Haggis and chicken. What's that? Chicken Balmoral.
Chicken Balmoral.
Love that. Haggis with a little whiskey sauce, the creamy one. Love that.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Or just haggis with haggis and a bit more haggis.
I'll toast to that. Nighty-night, you two. Next morning, and the weather matches the mood in the motor.
So this is our last shopping day.
I
I'm
know.
so sad. What are you hoping to find?
Something Scottish to remember the trip by, because it has been a delight.
That's a nice idea.
That's what I want, a sleeping Weems pig.
Scottish pottery, an achievable goal. Yesterday, Rue spent £60 of her shopping budget on a silver kilt pin and a Vassart bowl,
This sea green makes you think of the Caribbean Ocean.
leaving her with £140 to spend today. Mark, on the other hand, spent just £25 on a Murano glass dog.
Looks like he's about to sort of bounce up and start playing.
So he has £175 left and a lot of work to do today. No rest for the wicked, eh?
How about after our final auction, our road trip is over?
Mm-hmm.
Come and have a wee holiday at Shea Irvine.
Chez Rue.
Shea Rue. Bring your elasticated pants.
Steady on there.
Prepare to roll out of Scotland in a different size altogether.
Would braces do?
You will not need anything to hold up your trousers. Your happy tum-tum will be doing that all by itself.
Now there's an invitation you can't refuse. But first, your shopping awaits. Having parted ways with Rue, Mark is heading to Broughty Ferry. A suburb of Dundee, noted for its 15th century castle, unlike all good castles rumoured to be haunted. Today's hunting ground is Author's Den Antiques, aptly named by owner and children's book author Pamela, who's put together an eclectic assortment of vintage goodies. Barely a resemblance.
You know what? I love antiques that have a sort of practical function in the home. They're still usable today. And this vintage magazine rack really fits the bill. So we have a wonderful painted pattern on here of a jazz band. It sort of shouts the Art Deco period, but I'm going with the 30s. And underneath it says Radio Times, so I wonder whether that's for the iconic magazine. Yeah, I reckon you could get a couple of copies in there. Oh dear, that's a bit of a shame. There's a little bit of missing wood at the top there. It doesn't have a price. But I just think that's a really appealing, functional piece. Nearly a proper antique at 100 years old. Really interesting. But on with the browsing.
Sage advice. Now, where's Ms. Irvin? Ah, there she is. She's travelled onwards to the centre of Dundee, whose volcanic past may be ancient history, but it's still a big smoke. Isn't that right, Dan? Fancy a cow pie? And desperate to part with some of her remaining £140, Rue set her sights on Clippington Antiques and Collectibles. Let the rootin', tootin', rifling commence.
To open it this side, run a knife along the black line. That sounds intriguing.
Oh, I do love a mystery object.
Oh, wow. The REP book. I love old books. This is in fabulous condition. So this seems to be all about medicine. REP apparently means rubbing eases pain. This book would likely to be found useful to parents, schoolmistresses, nurses, in fact to the public generally, and to people living in the colonies or abroad. So basically the entire world would benefit from rubbing. Put the leech in an egg cup or small box and turn it over on the part it is to attack.
I'm with you, Rue. Yuck!
Now, seeing here Elliman's, Sons and Co. And here is Elliman's embrocation. For rheumatism, lumbago, sprains, bruises, chest colds, sore throat, cold, stiffness. Their books were for the world, and their ointments healed apparently everything known to man.
Most efficacious.
I don't think it'll be a cure-all at the auction, though. Let's keep looking.
My goodness. You know, one of my favourite things to do? I love polishing silver. I will happily sit down and make that sparkle all day long.
This lot would keep you busy for weeks.
Now that's quite different. Now it's a typical cruet set or a condiment set. So you would probably have your mustard in there. There would be a little spoon. That would maybe be for your salts. But this looks very Indian. T.V.90. Now, the 90 would most likely refer to the percentage of silver. Now, usually you get 3 pieces, but this is 2. It says £42 here. What's lovely is that there's a blank cartouche on both of the pieces. So sometimes when there are initials on there, it does devalue the set a little bit. But this is ready to go as a gift.
Ideally, a gift that keeps on giving at auction. Now, where's that other silver-tongued devil then? Any irons in the fire?
This is a rather curious one. So, by lifting the tail, the jaws of our dog open up, and you would place a nut inside. Bring the tail back down, it would crack the nut open, and the nut and the shell would fall into this bowl.
I'm beginning to feel a bit festive.
But what really sets it off for me is the original box. Wow. I crack your nuts, I crack them well, out pop the kernels, sound as a bell. Gosh, that sounds almost scary, doesn't it? We've also got a patent number here as well, 273480, which dates to about 1926, 1927. A nutcracker in the shape of a dog, and the box with the wonderful label. Although it's got no price, I think I'm going to have a chat to see what can be done about that. What a cracking piece.
Now, for a cracking price. Let's hope Pamela is no hard nut, eh? Crafting her next masterpiece, I see.
Pamela, hello.
Hello.
So we have this wonderful Art Deco Linton puppy nutcracker. No price on it, though.
I would be very happy to have this little dog go off to a new home for £30.
Thank you very much. And the second piece is the Radio Times magazine rack. A little bit of damage on it, but what could we do?
I would be happy for that to go for £30 also.
Do you know what? We've got a deal. Thank you very much.
That's £60 for the 2. Done and dusted.
Thank you so much,
great.
Pamela.
Thank you very much.
I'm off to find a bag of nuts.
Well, you cracked that, Mark, with £115 still in your waistcoat. Over to Rue, still working her way around this Aladdin's cave.
Now that's interesting. That looks to me like gold. 9-carat gold. It's not quite yellow. But this style is very sort of Victorian. You get a lot of these thick, chunky cuff bangles, and they always had a little safety chain to keep it in place, preventing it from getting lost. But I have to say, you don't often see one in gold.
Any markings there, Rue?
So it says here 9-carat gold metal core. So the actual inner core of this bracelet is metal, but 1/5 of the shell is 9-carat gold. It's £25, but if I could get that lower, I think that's not a bad price for a 9-carat metal core bangle.
But don't forget, it's for auction, so no more slipping it on for size. Off you go to do a deal with Derek.
Hi, Rue.
Hi, Derek. I have to say your shop is a rummager's paradise.
Thank you very much indeed.
Which is brilliant. And I found a couple of pieces of metal. So this lovely wee Indian silver cruet set. You've got £42 on these. Mm-hmm. What price could that be? Bear in mind it's 2/3 of what it would be.
OK. I'll do it for £30.
And then you've got this 9-carat gold metal core bangle, 25. Just give me your absolute rock bottom price.
For both pieces, I'll do £38. £10 for the bangle, £28 for the cruet set.
Done. Let's do it.
That's it.
Thank you very much.
Nice discount, almost down to half price. That leaves Rue with 102 in her kitty. So that's Dundee done for our bargain buyers.
OK, I'm going to ask you the most bizarre question, right? And you can guess anything you want in the world.
Okay.
Dundee is known for 3 J's.
Okay.
What are they?
Can anyone play? Jousting, joy and jubilation.
James... Juice. There's lots of wool, so J for jerseys.
Very good answers, but jute, jam and journalism.
Oh, you're a mine of information.
And I'm not even distracted by you driving in the potholes.
Oh, hey, that's not a pothole, that's a fjord.
Poor Betsy, under attack by Vikings. Back to business. Their road trip is coming to a screaming halt in the countryside of Abernite. Their final foray takes place in the gargantuan Scottish Antique and Arts Centre. So big you might need to gather your thoughts before venturing in.
Flowing water, the trickling sound, fresh air, and a barn jam-packed full of antiques.
I have something more exciting.
OK.
I have a present for you that I got yesterday, but I forgot to give it to you.
Oh, bless you.
I assumed you like mint choc chip ice cream, and I promise I covered it overnight. There are no flies in there.
Sort of midnight snack, I get the feeling. It's a little bit, melty.
It does get hot, you know, in a room at night.
Yeah.
Must have been the ice cream fairies.
Right, you know what? We need to get shopping. Come on. Come on.
You've not even had your ice cream.
Come on.
No time for that. Remember, Mark still has £115 left in his budget, and Rue's got 102 up her sleeve.
So many beautiful things, but definitely outside my budget.
But you are spoilt for choice here. So keep rifling, you two.
Now that's a bit unusual. Cut above the rest, I think. Let's have a closer look. So what we're looking at here with these brightly jewelled, multicoloured glazes is very typical of the work of a company called Wiltshire and Robinson,
who, from the 1890s, produced Carlton ware at their Stoke-on-Trent factory, Carlton Works.
So normally when you see Carlton ware, you expect it with Chinese-style patterns of pagodas and trees and gardens and bridges and that sort of thing. But you very rarely see this sort of satin blue to beige glaze. And this pattern, I believe, is known as sketching bird, and it's much, much rarer. And it dates from probably the mid to late 1930s.
Ticket price, £90. You've got the budget for it?
That's just about what it's worth. But it's in such sensational condition. It's speaking to me, and it's saying yes, yes, yes.
And a little birdie tells me you'll want a deal on that. Now, what of your rival? Anything catching her fancy?
Look at this. It's small, but it's painted perfection. So this is a Chinese snuff bottle. And snuff was actually powdered tobacco. So back in the Qing dynasty, which went on from the 1600s through to the early 1900s, smoking tobacco was banned. But powdered snuff was okay because it was seen as a remedy for colds and headaches and things like that.
Favoured by the imperial court, these bottles were popular in all levels of society as a symbol of status.
Believe it or not, that is painted from inside the bottle. So the artist would have the finest little micro hair paintbrushes and paint the entire scene from inside the bottle, which seems humanly impossible. Probably 100 years old and painted by a true craftsman.
Certainly not to be sniffed at, eh? Ticket price, £48.
This is oozing quality, but it's all down to the price.
Martin's the man in charge today.
Hi, Martin, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How did you get on?
Well, I found this lovely Chinese snuff bottle. What is the very best you could do on that? This is the last thing I'm going to buy on our road trip, so it's emotional.
My heart is bleeding.
No, it's
for you.
not really,
It's
is
not
it?
really.
Nice try, Rue.
Normally, it'd be 10%, and it's got 48. It's £4.80. I'm going to be very generous and round it up to the full £5. That's an extra 20p, you know.
43. Let's do it.
OK, yeah.
Thank you, done deal.
And with that, Rue's fully loaded up for her final auction, with £59 left unspent.
I'll take this beauty.
Yep. Okay,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Rue. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Meanwhile, Mark is still eyeing up the wares.
So my eye is drawn to this immediately.
Eagle eyes.
So brooches like these were made from sort of 1905, 1910, all the way into the 1930s. But it's the panel, the ceramic panel in the middle that I always take a good look at. Because there was a very well-known and very high-quality pottery called the Ruskin pottery, who produced incredibly complex glazes. And when you look closely at this one, you can see there are a number of colours going on in this very vibrant purple with these light blue and even red mottles. Is it Ruskin? Isn't it Ruskin? You know what, for £10.50, I simply don't care. I think that's a deal and a real steal. It's coming with me.
Plus the vase. So steel yourself, Martin.
Hello.
Mark, hi, how are we getting on?
There are billions.
Billions?
Billions of things in here, but I've chosen this rather handsome Carlton ware vase. £90 on it.
£90, OK.
And then we've got this rather gorgeous brooch. And that's a whole £10.50p.
£10, OK.
Can we do anything even a teeny-weeny, tiny little bit?
Let's do, how does 81 sound on that?
Very
£9
precise.
off,
That's what it sounds to me. Okie dokie.
And we're going to knock a whole 50p off that for you.
So that means we are at £91.
Leaving £24 unspent.
One.
No lunch for you tomorrow?
No, nothing. I'll go hungry.
But filled with the fruits of your labour.
And we're done.
And we're done. Our road trip is over.
I've got this little Chinese snuff bottle.
Uh-huh. Look at that.
Now that's you. You sure you haven't bought that for yourself?
Tempted. Come on.
Oh, well, thank you. Don't mind if I do. It has been a blast, my
It's
friends.
been fabulous.
Deals all done. Check. Sale room booty ready. Check. One last ride in Betsy.
So, final auction.
No more chances now. No more chances. You know something? I am going to miss you.
Oh, I'm going to miss you so much too.
You are the dumpling to my spring roll.
Well, you're the spring to my roll. Thank you.
I'm gonna miss you both too. Right, time for some shut-eye. Well, the big day has arrived, and we're back in Aylsham.
This is it, the final auction.
I know. No matter what happens, we're both winners.
After you.
Ever the true gent. After sashaying around East Scotland, rifling shops, they've now hauled their treasures to East Anglia for their fifth and final sale room showdown. Today's stage is Keys Auctioneers, where bidders are eyeing up the goods in person and online. Ringmaster of the rostrum is Henry Hammond.
£55 to the internet then.
Having combined her two jewellery items, Rue's got 4 lots and spent £141 of her £200 budget. Top pick, Henry?
The kilt pin and the bracelet are an interesting little lot. The kilt pin, very decorative piece, lovely Celtic jewellery, certainly a very collectible market.
While Mark parted with £176 on 5 lots. Any standouts?
The Carlton ware is a thing that I remember, certainly from years ago, was extremely expensive. That should attract the most interest.
Music to our ears, Henry. Ladies and gents, to your seats, if you please.
Right, Mr. Hill.
Here we go.
Are you ready for this?
Oh, yes.
Do you know what it is? We love everything we buy.
I know. It's like sort of children going off into the world.
Yes, go, little one.
Indeed.
And the first of their pups under the hammer will be Mark's nut-cracking pooch.
I love a nutcracker.
And you've got a dog nutcracker.
And I've got a dog nutcracker.
Straight in we go on the internet at the single-digit figure of £8. What? At 8.
Scandalous.
15 then at 15, 18, at 18, 20 now, at 22 then, 25, at 25.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
At 30, 32, 35 then, at 38, 40 then, 42, 45 then.
The ball.
Music to my ears.
48, £48, and then...
The box, the puppy with the ball, the ware, the patina, the stand. Woo!
Plus a cracking bit of profit. Something to wag your tail about.
I bet you were salivating when you saw that.
I was. Yeah, I love a walnut, me.
Rue's up again with her handsome Vassart bowl.
Fabulous size, great condition, signed on
Fabulous
the bottom.
size.
Oh, I wish.
£22.
Ooh, that's nothing.
25, 28 then.
Vassart signed on the bottom.
At 30, at 30.
Guys, you need another tenner.
At 32, come back on the internet then at £32.
I'm really disappointed with that.
Not to worry, Rue. That's the first loss of the sale.
I thought that would be an easy profit.
I thought so too, actually. I was a little worried there for a moment.
Let's jazz things up a bit with Mark's Art Deco magazine rack.
Find me another one of these.
Oh, I love this.
Enthusiast straight in on the internet, £28 on this then at 28.30 then.
30, OK, I've broken even.
Anybody else then at £30 and then...
OK, even Stevens. It washed its face.
And all that jazz. Still, better than a loss.
I tell you what, I would have spent a lot more on that.
Would you?
I think it's got charm galore.
Well, I must remember next time to be doing a road trip with someone else and have you in the audience then.
What? Split you two up? Never. Rue's double jewellery lot. Next, the silver kilt pin and the vintage bracelet.
Individually, these pieces are fabulous, but someone might just want the Scottish brooch and not the
Well,
bangle.
you can buy one, get one free.
Then at £20, then at 22 now, at 20...
Come on, internet.
At 25, 28 then, 30, 32 then.
Isn't that lovely?
Into
I'm in
profit.
At 35 new bidder now at
come
35.
on.
Anybody else then at £35 and done then.
Well done.
Thank you. But
Well
they're
done.
lovely pieces.
Yeah.
And back into profit we go. Not a lion's share, but everything helps.
I was hoping that would have done more.
OK.
But it's a risky thing.
Not a teeny tiny bit greedy there.
I am greedy.
Hungry for profits, more like. Over to you, Mr. Hill, and one of your favourites. That little brooch with the ceramic centrepiece.
So, how much would you pay for it?
30?
I hope you're right, and I hope this lot and the rest of the world pay.
Oh, I've never seen the finger wag so much.
And we can go straight in on this one at £30 on this.
£30.
Well done.
32 now, 35.
So someone else might believe that that's Ruskin as well.
At £35 and done then.
Well done.
Way.
Well done.
Applause all round for your eagle-eyed find.
Nice work, Detective Hill.
Thank you very much. And thank you wherever you are, you people out there.
And just keep the bids coming, please. Rue's up next, her Chinese snuff bottle with its intricate street scene.
Couple of bids on this, and we can go straight in then at £25. 28.30.
Oh, it's moving, it's moving, it's moving.
At 30. Anybody else then? At £30 and done then.
Oh.
Oh, no.
It was beautiful.
And just short of a few bids to bring it up to snuff.
You win some, you lose some. You win more than some.
Always a gamble in the sale room. Now then, Mark's penultimate lot, the 1930s Carlton ware vase. Will this little bird fly?
I love the colours on the birds.
Me too. This is something a cut above the rest.
And we can go straight in at £35. 38.40 then. At 40, 42, 40.
We have an auction. We have an auction.
48.50 then. At 50, 55, 60.
Come on, you need to keep moving.
65 to the internet then at 65. At £65 to the internet then.
Oh. It was a beautiful thing, though.
I know.
Just not quite the flying colours you'd hoped for.
My sketching bird proved to be a bit sketchy.
The shoulders have slumped.
I know.
Rue's final lot now, 2 parts of a silver cruet set. Fine dining indeed.
Oh, they're lovely. I'd have bought those.
Straight in here then at 5, at 8 then at 8, at 8.
Come on, internet.
15 now at 15, at 15, 18, at 18, 22, at 22, 25, 28 then, at 20.
Yes.
This is you in a profit.
On the internet then at 30. Anybody else then? 35.
I love a last bid.
At £35 to the internet then.
Not bad.
You're disappointed.
Remember, Mark, she's in it to win it, but a profit's still a profit.
We're like little moles digging up to the surface, just scratching away
Well,
the
I'm
soil.
blind to being able to make a profit, so I'm even more mole-like than you.
No, but you've got the adorability of a mole.
Stroke their silky back.
And now the final lot of their final auction. Mark's Murano glass pooch. Ooh, who's a pretty puppy then? Yes, you are.
Do it for me. Spring into profit for me.
Shall I tell you something?
You can tell me how to make a profit.
Straight in, we can go on the internet then at 18.
Excellent.
At 18, 20 now at 20.
I'll say 40.
22.
25, 28 then, 30 then.
Excellent.
2 still going at 30.
He's springing into action now, Mark.
40. 40.
42, 45.
At 48. At 50 now.
I like this. He's a good dog. Who's a good
What would you call him?
55.
Bernard.
At 60. At £60 to the internet then.
I think he's beautiful, worth every penny.
Bravo, Bernard. Who could resist you? Not the bidders, at any rate. And that brings us to the end of this roller coaster showdown.
Core blimey.
Is that all you got to say?
Yeah, core blimey. I'm saying it again. Come on.
Oh, we did it, we did it.
That you did, you two. Now to see a man about a dog. And the figures are in. Rue, after auction fees, made a bit of a loss of £50.76. But Mark, also after sole-run costs, made a modest profit of £1.16 shiny pennies, which makes him today's victor. He's finally done it. But it was too little, too late, as Rue took 4 rounds to 1. So she wins the week. Congratulations all round. Any profits from the week go to children in need.
Oh, we're done.
And behold, the winner of the road trip.
Oh, thank you. But listen, what a mighty contender you've been.
Well, I'm inspired by your greatness and success.
Well, I'm only the winner because I've been with you.
You're the winner because you won the auctions.
Oh,
Come on, you won the trip.
And what a trip it's been.
We are back.
These two besties have laughed and bumped their way around the country. There have been shopping shenanigans.
There's enough here to make your mind boggle.
We're going to get cracking.
Hey, don't you be overtaken.
Friendly rivalry.
Ready for you, Mark. What you got?
And throughout it all, a beautiful friendship.
Cheers to us.
What a blast, eh? Next time, a brand new head-to-head.
Rev that car.
Catherine Southern and Ishi Khan.
Let's scuttle to the auction with this one.
Veteran versus road trip pup.
You're going to come and help me?
Here we go.
Teacher versus student.
Change that gear.